The enigmatic scale is well known within musical creators for being a very difficult scale to work with. If you are unsure of what the Enigma scale is, it is this. In addition to the Enigma scale, there is something called the Enigma baseline, which is known as a bit of a challenge to use due to it lacking essential keys for songs. For instance, in the key of C Enigma, we're using F sharp, which, as you should know, if you are a music producer, C and F sharp is a tritone. G sharp and A sharp can be used, B can be used, E can be used, but it lacks some fundamental parts of a scale. In this scale, you are supposed to use this as a baseline. The original Enigma challenge has been passed on by a few generations of musicians. I will not be following these challenges to a T. In fact, I don't think I'm going to follow them at all. What I am going to do instead is I am going to try to write an entire song with the Enigma scale. I don't know if this is going to end good or if this is going to end bad. However, the Enigma scale, one of the most difficult scales to use. Bring it on. While in the early stages of making this, I have already found many difficulties. However, I think that the genre that I will be going for will be death metal. I feel like that's that or jazz, like maybe a fusion. Maybe I can fuse them together in some weird Enigma song, because I don't think there are many genres that work well with such dissonance. Jazz, I think, could work well with it because jazz is kind of light. I don't know, it's more something that you just dig around with, I guess. So I think one of the main issues that I will be having is not actually making actual rhythm guitar. It's doing chords. Chords are going to be the hardest part because chords are interesting in a way that, especially the way I do them, doing choirs and stuff, that is where things get weird. Because whenever I do choirs, as we're in C minor in the helpers section right now, all these highlighted keys are C minor. The way I do these is very interesting because I will do something like this, or even just like this. This gives it a bit more air to it, I guess. It makes it a bit more majestic sounding. However, if I were to go back to the Enigma scale, you may notice that, in fact, the Enigmatic uses only 2 of the notes that are in my generic chords. This and that. C and A sharp. This is incredibly difficult for me to use. I'm gonna have to figure something out, or just think of weird different chords. I do believe that one of the key factors is figuring out what off key I can actually use in the scale to make it sound good. It's not, I mean, it's probably could be considered cheating, but from what I have noticed is that within this scale, it seems as though I am able to use D sharp in it somewhat well. And if that's the case, then I might be able to actually do something with it, because that is, in fact, a very fundamental chord for a very fundamental key for a few of these things, for a few of these chords. A sharp, G sharp, even I think you could do more with it, because you could make a B, D sharp, F sharp chord, and I think that is some form of chord, but I'm not sure. Within only about an hour of working on the song, I seem to have made about a minute worth of actual song, and I'm actually really happy with how this part turned out right here. In fact, let me play you a bit of it just so you get the idea of what we're dealing with. Not one of my prettiest FLPs, but this is now kind of a song. I don't think this is by far not one of my best pieces. However, this is definitely a song. And I guess I'll play it through for you, and then after that, I'll talk about my thought process behind each section. And then from that point onwards, it fades out. That is the song, and despite I have made actually a few mistakes when it comes to the composition here, right here, there should be another point here to reset, but that's about it. Now, let's talk about this. So the intro, I don't even know what I was doing here. I genuinely don't know. For this part, I was thinking about a song by Rage Against the Machine, and then also using a tritone, and that gave it a bit of a dissonant and kind of a nice build-up. For this part is where I really decided, okay, I should go towards a more heavy and technical style of song, rather than some kind of the stuff that I normally do. So I did that. Then we have a lead violin playing, of course. This part, it's just simple. It's a very thought-provoking riff. This is the chorus here. This part's the chorus, and the guitar and violin are playing together, and it creates this very, like, thought-provoking tone. I guess that's what I could call it. That's what I could say. Now here, this pizzicato verse, the pizzicato is just doing scales, very simple scaling. Then a nice little guitar lead. And then for this part, we have kind of a Buckethead styled solo, but on a synth. So right here. Then we have a small bridge into a section that I don't even know what. So this section here is like an odd time signature area. I don't even know what the odd time signature is, but it's very interesting. And then right here, we just have neoclassical. Just straight neoclassical. It's very interesting, and I guess it fits the name of the scale and the challenge, the Enigmatic. The Enigma. This song, if you are somewhat interested in this for some reason, this will be in the description on my Newgrounds and SoundCloud page. And maybe I'll do a Clone Hero chart for it later, but honestly don't count on it. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like for more crazy shit that I do with songwriting and general things. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.